Hello students, so welcome again for another lecture on engineering graphics, isometric projection. As you know that earlier we discussed that in isometric projection the object will be reduced by its length 9:11. So this time I am going to draw an isometric projection of a composite solid. I am going to use a square block of 50 mm side and height 20 mm. And above that I am going to keep a sphere. And when we want to go for isometric projection, initially what we will do, we will draw a isometric scale. The method to draw isometric scale will be, what we will do, we will draw a horizontal line OA, suppose OA, that is a horizontal line. Then on this horizontal line I will draw a line at 30° inclination and another line at 45° inclination. So if I mark length in the 45° line, then that will represent the true length of the object. And what I have done, I have marked 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 millimeter in the actual length from our scale. Now from this 50 point, if I drop a perpendicular on OA where it cuts this 30° inclined line, that length will be 50 ISO. 50 ISO means 9/11 of 50. So in this way I have dropped perpendiculars from all these points 40, 30, 20, 10. So what I will get from the lower line, that is 30° inclined line, we can directly find out the length, that is 40 ISO, 30 ISO, 20 ISO or 10 ISO. So in this way we can directly pick the distance from this lower line, that will be the conversion from the true length to the isometric length. Now my problem will be, I want to draw a square block that will be a 50 mm side and that will be kept on one of its base on the HP with vertical face parallel to VP. So in the starting, as we know that we will start with 30 inclination lines. So I will mark a line 30° inclined to the reference line and another line again inclined 30° to the horizontal. So two 30° lines, and the third line that will represent the height of the block, that will be the vertical line. So these are actually my three isometric axes. Now I want to put the lengths in these axes. So initially the side of the block will be 50 mm. So 50 I am going to pick from this 30° line. Now this 50 will be ISO 50. So that I am going to mark on this same way in the opposite side. And as the height of the, or you can say the thickness of the block will be 20, so I have picked 20 ISO from this, and that will be like this. So now easily I can convert this into a square block 3D form, that is isometric. So what you have to do, you have to draw lines parallel to these lines. So what I have done, I have drawn these two lines at 30-degree incline to the reference line, that is representing two isometric axes. Then I have plotted this length 50 mm, then height 20 mm, and in the same process I have drawn this line parallel to this line parallel to this, and again this line will be parallel to this line, and this line will be parallel to this, and these two lines will be parallel to these vertical lines. Now this is almost that is done. That will be a square block. If I darken the shape, then this is the final. So now I am going to darken this part of the block. Now above this I am going to keep a sphere. As you remember that isometric projection of a sphere will be a circle of true size, not the reduced length. So initially what I am going to do, I am going to mark the center of this top face. So this point will be the center. Now as you know that a sphere will be kept on touching this corner when it will be on the orthographic projection, but when we draw it in the isometric projection, as it will be a 3D object, and the overall look will be a 3D object. So the sphere will be look like coming little lower to this point, and the concept for that will be to draw the sphere. What we will do, from this point, that will be the center on this, what I am going to do, I will draw a line perpendicular to this, and above this center I am going to mark the center of the sphere, and the center of the sphere will be at ISO 30 height, not true height. So I have marked this point, that will be the center of my sphere. So that will be 30 mm above, ISO 30 above this. Now from this C, I will draw a circle of actual 30. So actual 30 means take the C as center and this actual 30 and draw this circle. So it will come like this. I have taken a very big size sphere. So it will look like this. What we want to observe that when we draw this sphere, the sphere will be little comes below the actual. This distance will be ISO 30, that is 30 into 20 upon 7, but the radius of this sphere will be, that is true 30, means true radius, or you can say 30 mm. Now I can darken the back part of this because this will be visible. So I will darken this part. And if I want to dimension this, then we will dimension also parallel to these isometric lines. So this will be 20 ISO So this is the projection of this arrangement. This is isometric projection. One thing I want to tell you, whenever in any problem there will be a sphere or hemisphere or frustum of a sphere will be there along with any other solid, then what we will do, we will always draw isometric projection, not the isometric view. So from next time onwards, remember this one and draw accordingly. I hope you understand this concept. This is very important concept of a sphere. Draw in your sketchbook. Thank you very much.